Hello everybody, this is the crypto update for the year end, and now we've got the 4th of January. And let's start here looking at the Bitcoin chart. So Bitcoin closed here, well, it basically closed on the 50,000. That's a very important psychological number, the 50,000. And what we see, well, it basically closed here in the upper range of this sideways consolidations. Now sideways consolidations, well, this is not a top, right? That's not a double top. This is not how a bull markets end. This is a sideways consolidation, and a consolidation that represents a trend continuation once the high is broken. Looking here at the monthly, well, this was the last exponential up leg, so now we're in the second, another exponential up leg after this consolidation had been broken higher. Let's move just this chart here to a 3 months. Here, this is a 3 months. Again, here we can see this was the last exponential up leg. That's a consolidation. So this is, you see, this exponential up leg, markets are fractal. And this exponential up leg should be more or less the same length than what we've seen here, because there's a consolidation in between. So this length is more or less half of that. So that means that, well, this is a one leg, we've got a pullback, and we should actually see a second leg of this exponential up leg. It's not like this, that was a one leg move, right, with small consolidation. One bar pullbacks, very small one bar pullbacks and exhaustion move. Well, this one here looks a little bit different. Well, we've got a strong move coming out of this consolidation, and then we've got another consolidation, right? These bars here, these quarterly bars, well, it's basically what we see here. So it's basically, it's a weekly consolidation that follows here our monthly or our quarterly consolidation. So now let's have a look. Markets are fractal, so we expect actually the second leg to be of similar length than the first leg. So that should actually bring us somewhere around here, somewhere around 500,000, and that's basically, well, that's basically the target, right, for the year. It took 1 year to develop this first leg. Now we've got this consolidation, so it takes another year more or less to produce the second leg. And this leg should bring us to the 500,000 level. Now that's quite scary, right? One Bitcoin denominated at 500,000. We don't know whether that's going to be the case, because we have governments as well, and they might not like Bitcoin increasing that much. But the next target actually is the important psychological number, which is the 100,000, and that's basically a doubling in price. And this is the next target, right? To look out for. Now let's move that back here to the monthly. Now let's have a quick look at this consolidation. Now this consolidation, well, that's actually an S2 turtle pattern. We've got a low, we've got a higher low and a higher low, so it's a saucer type of pattern. We've got a test bar and the midline. Now, well, this triggers, unfortunately, with a break of the high, so there's no other way to trade this. Well, you don't need to trade the weekly, or you can trade lower time frames too. But the first thing I'm looking at, well, I'm looking for this high, which is here, a double top, right, on the daily. We're looking for this high to be broken, and then there's actually another pattern. So we've got a lot of patterns within patterns. In the daily chart, well, this is an S1 pattern, and triggering this, breaking this line, well, is another entry signal long on the daily chart. So next, I want to actually see this to be broken higher, and then this. Now let's have a look at Ethereum. Now Ethereum looks better. Well, there's as well an S1 pattern here on the daily chart. We've got a number of test bars, so we need a rebreak basically. We had a series of S1 patterns. Well, that was 2 time frames lower on the 60-minute chart. These these lines, these are small patterns on lower time frames, and we can see it. I mean, on the weekly is in a very strong and smooth trend, right? I mean, again here it's clustered, one pattern after another, and another now is forming. We have broken the all-time high here around 1,300 on the monthly, and now we're in open territory. Basically, it is again here. Well, that's a pattern, right? And markets are moving now. Ethereum is a little bit Ethereum is a little bit special. We're basically, well, it's a momentum play, right? So we already have achieved, well, this is a momentum move and a consolidation. So this momentum move has already achieved the same length. So this target, a measured move target, has already been achieved. Well, now we are basically, well, that's a momentum play, because now the very important psychological number, the 10,000 here in Ethereum, is important. And these numbers, well, they act as magnets. So price is drawn towards these magnets, drawn to and pushed through. So I wouldn't be astonished, especially if, well, if we get the entry signal on the daily, that we move, that we get a big bullish bar that goes through that 10,000. Now let's have a look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Well, this is this relative chart, right? And I'm an Ethereum bull. I prefer Ethereum over Bitcoin for several reasons. Well, we've got a number of patterns here, very strong S2 patterns. This was one here, the weekly. Then we had another one that has just triggered a couple of weeks back. We're at entry level basically. Here again on the weekly, and as well here, well, on the higher time frames, we have very nice, important levels. These are stop run levels. One is here, one is here. These are magnets too. And as you can see, well, this measured move, as this materializes, well, this brings us to these stop run levels. And what you expect typically, well, what comes out of these is, well, you get a you get a rush higher, a stop run move. So I wouldn't be astonished if we go towards the 0.225 level. Well, that's already, well, we are at 0.08, 0.2. Well, that's more than three times, right? So we should actually see Ethereum outperform 3 times a Bitcoin. So what does that mean? Well, it could mean that Bitcoin goes up, not that strong, and Ethereum is basically exploding on the upside to cut through the 10,000. Or, I mean, the other extreme, right? You always have to have both extremes in mind. Bitcoin can retrace. It could move into this area here on the weekly chart. It could go down, and Ethereum could go down less, right, than Bitcoin. In most cases, we would see an increase here in this Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. So that looks very bullish. I love all three charts, but especially Ethereum. Well, this chart tells me that I actually prefer Ethereum, right? Because there's a relative strength of Ethereum versus Bitcoin on the higher time frames. Now let's have a quick look here at Bitcoin at the annual chart. So that's how the yearly chart looks like. So what do we have here? Well, we've got a runoff here at the beginning. Okay. Well, we don't have the beginning, right? The beginning is in 2009, but we have a clear direction, right? We have a move and a shallow consolidation, one yearly bar, and another move and a shallow consolidation, right? Another couple of years up and a shallow consolidation. So that's a very strong, well, it's a new chart, right? Bitcoin exists since 2009, but it's very strong, right? With only shallow consolidations. So we're going to see how much strength is there in cryptocurrencies. If Bitcoin and Ethereum starts to develop well, we'll see the altcoins do much better in terms of percentages, right? Because there's a leverage on altcoins if you compare it to Bitcoin and Ethereum. They grow faster and they fall apart faster. That's it. Good luck for the year. Thank you.